Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. And I want to do something special for International Podcasting Day. And International Podcasting Day is September 30th. And as you all know, I have cerebral palsy, and my doorway to the journalism community is cerebral palsy because I bring a unique perspective, or so I hope, to the journalism community, and that's why I'm working so dang hard on this fashion journalism degree. So without further ado, I'm going to let Mel take it away and ask me questions about why I started this podcast, and he's going to do a deep dive with me, and by the time you guys hear this, it will be International Podcasting Day, which is at the end of the month, September 30th.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Wynn. So happy to be here again with all of you. So, International Podcasting Day, that is a significant day because those of us who do podcasts all have a message to bring because we want to add value to your life. So, with that, Wynn, when did you start envisioning, or when did the inspiration start to spin within you that you wanted to spread a message to the world on a podcast? What brought that to light for you?
I wrote a book at age 23 years old. I kind of did it while a person was in a medically induced coma. Thank you very much. Not me, but my biological mom. My biological mom went into the hospital on July 12th of 2012. She was medevaced out of Aspen, Colorado at, I believe, 2 o'clock. And 2 o'clock that day, my life turned upside down, basically. My dad had to go to Denver with her sister, long story, and then they left me up here with aids and help, and the help actually flew in, thank you very much, and my family was really great during this time to provide me help and support to the best of their abilities. But long story short, I asked my mom if I could write a book about my life about cerebral palsy. She said, yes, as long as you do it in a tasteful way, not spill too many family secrets. And so I thought, okay, here we go. My mom gave me the blessing to write a book, so now I have to fulfill that blessing. And so that's when I started my journalism career. Basically, I was self-taught. I wrote a book knowing nothing, knowing diddly squat on how to publish a book, how to market a book, how to market a podcast. But then people, after the book came out, it hit number 1 on Amazon. I believe it hit number 1 in biographies, number 1 in memoirs, or number 1 something else. Kids with disabilities, probably. And so after the book came out, Amazon boosted it because it hit number 1 and then got sent all over the place. And so people, complete strangers, started asking me questions, not necessarily about cerebral palsy, but how I do all this with cerebral palsy. And I thought, okay, they opened up a can of worms that I either have to shut or do something to answer their questions. And so then I thought about it. And then I thought, I always wanted to do something in the audio format. Why not interview inspirational people and say I have a book, and why not infuse my story with their story? So partially I give my guest lead time, and then I infuse my story. And now it's come to the point where people are pitching me 4 years later, and now it's the little green monster that I can't control.
Wow. That's, sometimes the greatest things or the changes in our lives happen with catalytic moments. I can completely relate to that. It's just amazing that you have that kind of family support and you have that kind of self-drive. So, and congratulations on that book, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Early in those days,
can still be found on Amazon, you guys.
Absolutely.
WIN.
Oh, okay. So, but taking you back to the first 5 episodes, if you could think back that far, what was your inaugural episode? Do you remember what you talked about? I'm sure your warm introduction to the world. So, what was it about?
My warm introduction to the world was on YouTube, believe it or not as a podcaster. I kicked off as a podcaster better than I kicked off on YouTube. And the reason why YouTube did not laugh with me, not because I didn't want to do it, not because I didn't have the capabilities to do it, not because I didn't have the bandwidth, not because I didn't have the capabilities to do it, not because I didn't want my fans to see me. Oh, no. Fan actually, this was 2 weeks into Wins Women of Wisdom at the time. A fan Facebook messaged me, and I remember her name too, Laura Madden. She's a fashion stylist based out of California, I believe. And Laura Madden, I still follow her on Facebook to this day. And Laura Madden said, I want to listen to your show, but I can't sit down at my computer and listen to it. I need to be listening to it while I'm doing the dishes and helping my kids or doing something to that effect. And so I thought, oh boy, here we go. So I thought, oh boy, let me do my research. And at the time, I used Google University. And then I thought, oh boy. And then people were saying, well, you should try this service called Libsyn, Lybsyn, Liberated Syndication. And you should try it. Don't try any of the services. And I went through 4 services before I decided on Libsyn. And yeah, Libsyn's plans start at $5 a month. They go up to $75 a month. I am on the $30 plan, but it took me a while to make the leap into podcasting. And then once I landed on my feet, I was willing and able to kick the show off strongly. I actually kicked the show off with the New York Times bestselling author and the USA Today bestselling author, and she's not traditionally published. She has done it all herself and made a 6-figure income off her books. And she's based out of the UK. Google Joanna Penn. And that's how I kicked this podcast off, and episode number 1, and then the little green monster grew and grew and grew to now over 63,000 downloads.
Wow, that's quite a journey you've had. Obviously it's about consistency, it's about momentum. How do you keep yourself consistent? How do you keep yourself inspired and motivated to keep doing podcasts? Because, as a coach myself, putting out a lot of content and videos, I don't do it unless I'm inspired and I have something very genuine and authentic. Number 1, is being genuine and authentic important to you? And number 2, when there are times when you either don't have the inspiration or you're just tired and you don't feel like doing it, what compels you to keep going? What is your inner drive from?
To speak for those who can't speak. And when I say for those who can't speak, we're dealing with an earthquake in Mexico right now. And my aide is Mexican. She happens to be my housekeeper, too. And because I require help to get dressed in the morning, and because I require help to not necessarily do my podcast, although I do, I require basically 24-hour assistance. During the day I could be independent, but I require my food to be served to me by my dad, and I require help getting dressed. And the reason why I bring up the Mexico earthquake right now is because
When you're there?